Welcome our blood viewers to RCD's News English Edition. Let's head to the highlights right now. Djibouti strengthens its commitment to human rights. Universal Periodic Review 2024-2028. And on the international scene, alert in Gaza, WHO denounces a deteriorating humanitarian catastrophe. Those were the major and top highlights. Welcome back to our newsroom, our beloved viewers. The Committee on Legislation, General Administration and Human Rights, chaired by Mrs. Khaltoon Farah Said, met today to examine 5 bills on the agenda. Number 1, Bill number 0101/N/24/9, Legislature on Preventing and Combating Corruption and Related Offenses. Bill number 2, number 0102/N/24/N, Legislature amending Law number 110/N/11, 6th Legislature on the fight against the financing of terrorism. Bill number 3/N/24/9th Legislature amending Law number 111 on combating terrorism and other serious offenses. Bill of the project of law number 4/N/24/9th L Legislature and the 5th draft law of number 5/N/24/9th L on the organization and function of civil society organizations in Djibouti. A workshop on the follow-up to the Universal Periodic Review Cycle number 4 2024-2028 for the Djibouti took place this morning at the Sheraton Hotel. The UPR process offers a platform for constructive dialogue and cooperation between Djibouti and the international community on human rights issues. The UPR is more than just a tool, it is a set of reports from all stakeholders, enabling each stage of the process to assess which actions need to be taken to move forward. It also fosters transparency and accountability in the promotion and protection of human rights in the country. In addition to the president of the CNDH, the workshop was attended by international human rights experts, the presidents of the 3 respective communes, the presidents of the regional councils, stakeholders from the various ministerial departments concerned, and civil society players. Marking a significant step forward in the improvement of maritime education and practical training, the Djibouti Port Community System, DPCS, and the Port Training Institute of the Arab Academy in Alexandria, Egypt, have formalized their collaboration through the conclusion of a strategic partnership. The agreement was sealed by the signature of Mr. Warsam Aguirre, Managing Director of DPCS, and Professor Ismail Abdel Ja'far Farah, President of the Arab Academy, on the sidelines of the Marlock 13 Conference in Alexandria, Egypt, taking place from 3rd to 5th of March 2024. Under this agreement, the DPCS team will continue to provide professional training on the practical implementation of port community systems and maritime single windows to Arab Academy students. This agreement stems from the success of an intensive course provided by DPCS in November 2023 on maritime single windows to students of the Port Training Institute at the Arab Academy in Alexandria, marking the beginning of a joint effort to advance single window technology education. Regional Councillor Josie Chabon, Deputy Mayor of Toulon, visited the ISSS Institute, the Superior Institute of Science of Health, this morning, Thursday, February 29, 2024. On arrival, she was welcomed by the ISSS General Manager, Nadira Abdullah, and her teams. The delegation was then given a guided tour of the ISSS's various facilities, including laboratories, classrooms, stimulation labs, library, and amphitheater. Director Chabon was able to see for herself how the training provided to thousands of students work and urge them to give their support to improve their programs and the skills of the various teaching staff and students by twinning the 2 institutions. In the auditorium, the student nurses, midwives, general anesthetists, and others took turn to present the different professions in which they are trained and to emphasize the nobility of their profession in the face of patient expectations. Ceremony to launch the communication campaign for social and behavior change and parent education and preschool education and integrated early childhood development was initiated. Present at the ceremony were the Deputy Prefect Muhammad Awad of the Ubukh region and Mr. Muhammad Hamad Ismail, President of the Regional Council, the Director of Public Education, the Acting Program Coordinator, and the Play to Learn Project Manager. The Jouer pour Apprendre Play to Learn project, funded by USAID and implemented by Mott MacDonald, Cambridge Education in collaboration with its partners, MENFAB, MFF, Sunnat Al Hayat, and UNFD, aims to support the Djibouti government's vision of improving access to quality preschool education for Djiboutian children aged between 3 to 6 years old, especially the most vulnerable and those from impoverished families, to enlist the support of parents, teachers, and communities in general in achieving the objective. The project, in collaboration with the National Union of Djiboutian Women, UNFD, is launching a national campaign on social behavior change communication on a number of themes. In the same context, the ceremony was also held in Tajurra, where the parent education on preschool education integrated early childhood development. The ceremony was attended by the Deputy Prefect of Habib Jilani, the Director of the Public Education, the Interim Program Coordinator, and the Play to Learn Project Manager. As I mentioned before, the project was funded by USAID and implemented by Mott MacDonald, Cambridge Education, in collaboration with its partners, MENFAB, MFF, Sunnat Al Hayat, and UNFD, aims to support the Djibouti government's vision of improving access to quality preschool education for Djiboutian children, especially the most vulnerable and those from impoverished families, to gain the support of parents, teachers, and the community in general in achieving this objective. The project, in collaboration with the National Union of Djiboutian Women, is launching a national campaign on communication for social behavior change on a number of themes, including preschool education, learning through play, community involvement, early childhood development, and preschool follow-up for children. The campaign will be based on communication messages produced by them. As part of the Republic of Djibouti's participation in the 13th All-Africa Games to be held from March 8 to 23, 2024 in Accra, Ghana, an anti-doping education and awareness session was held in the conference room of the Goulet Stadium for the entire Djiboutian delegation. The anti-doping education session was chaired by the Secretary General, Mrs. Khadija Ibrahim Idris, in the presence of the Deputy Director General of the National Agency for the Promotion of Sport, Mr. Muhammad Ali. The session was moderated by Sports Director Mr. Abshir Al Hassan, who is also a member of the ORAD Indian Ocean Board. Discussions focused on the 11 violations of the World Anti-Doping Code in the products and substance banned by WADA. During this session, the ADIL platform was projected in PowerPoint so that athletes and coaches could register on this platform to obtain useful documentation for their anti-doping education. On the evening of Sunday, March 4, 2024, the People's Rally for Progress Party, in collaboration with the Community of Balbala, organized an Inter-Annex RPP tournament in the Community of Balbala. This Inter-Annex soccer tournament in the Community of Balbala is part of the RPP's party's 45th anniversary celebrations. Most of the spectators were young people, but a number of adults also turned out for this important event. The final pitted the Sheikh Usman Annex team against the Wahli Daba Annex team. The match ended at 9 p.m. with the Wahli Daba Annex team winning the final score by 1. The organizers of the event stressed the importance of promoting a healthy and actively lifestyle. Shifting from football to handball now, where on the preliminary day of the season, several teams in competition for the championship title in handball. Among the teams competing was the club Gensport, currently on the top of the standings, just 2 points ahead of their main rivals Coast Guard on this preliminary day. Gensport took on the Police Aska, while Coast Guard played against Deta Transit. Both matches ended in victories for Gensport and Coast Guard, meaning that the battle for the title will be played out in the playoffs on the 4th, with the first place going head-to-head in the return matches. Gensport will face Razdik in the last match of the first leg, while Coast Guard will play Shadili Al-Ghazali. However, Gensport will be fighting to the bitter end to retain their position as leaders of the national championship in the first leg. These encounters offered a high-level sporting spectacle underlying the talent and determination of the participating teams. Shifting to regional news now, Somalia's Ministry of Education has delivered the National Education Program at the Bar or Learn program in the district of Adan Yabal in the Middle Shabelle region, one of the most important towns in the country liberated from Khawarij. This program to disseminate the country's educational program is currently being used by Somalia's Ministry of Education to benefit young people living in remote areas liberated from terrorism. Some of the parents of students benefiting from this program and living in Adan Yabal district expressed their satisfaction that after more than 50 years, the National Curriculum and Free Education Service have been introduced in their region. Shifting towards the international scene now, the director of the World Health Organization has described the situation at Gaza's Al-Auda hospital as particularly horrific, where one of the buildings have been destroyed. As a result of the war and the state of siege imposed by Israel, the population of Gaza, and in particular that of Gaza of northern districts, is living on a brink of starvation against a backdrop of severe shortages of food, water, medicines, and fuel. Some 2 million Palestinians in the Gaza Strip have been forced to move inside the enclave, which has been under Israeli siege for 17 years. Since October 7, 2023, Israel have been waging a deadly offensive against the Gaza Strip, claiming tens of thousands of victims, mostly women and children, according to Palestinian and UN estimates. Well, by this, our blood viewers, we finally conclude this edition. Thank you for being with us, and make sure to tune in later for more. Thank you.